Good morning for the last time aboard the Disney Fantasy. Today is our day 8. We are back in Port Canaveral this morning, and this means that's the end of our cruise, unfortunately.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I started this morning by heading to the Cove Cafe to grab some of the complimentary snacks as well as one of their cappuccinos. Some guests started lining up in the atrium to get off the ship at 7 a.m. However, we wanted to stay on the ship as long as possible. Before heading off to breakfast, it was time to turn in our comment card to praise all the wonderful cast members that we had aboard the Disney Fantasy. For our final breakfast aboard the Disney Fantasy, we headed back to Animator's Palette. We both ordered a side of a freshly cut fruit bowl, and I ordered the French toast, which was batter-soaked brioche served with some whipped butter and cinnamon. And Hannah ordered the Belgian waffle served with blueberry compote and strawberry cream. And after we finished up breakfast, it was time to finally join the lines and make our way getting off the ship. We had such a wonderful honeymoon and a wonderful cruise, and this will definitely not be the last time that we sail with Disney Cruise Line. So this is really not goodbye, but only to see you real soon, Disney Cruise.
Okay, so that wraps up our honeymoon and our honeymoon cruise. So Debarkation Day, not really a ton going on.
Well, we got up early.
Yeah.
We frantically finished packing. You ran and
Got some coffee, got some snacks.
squared up the account
Yes.
at guest services desk to make sure everything was paid for and everything. And then we went to breakfast.
Yes, which was not overly exciting.
Nope.
Not a very big menu for breakfast. We both got a little side of fruit. I got the French toast, which was okay. Nothing too exciting, but not bad by any means. The brioche French toast. And you got the waffles.
It was basically Eggo waffles, guys. It was a Belgian waffle, and it was just like, it basically looked and tasted like a frozen waffle, so wouldn't recommend that, but that's what I got.
Yeah.
And it was fine, you know. I think it made it easier to get off.
True.
To get off the ship, it wasn't like, wow, every meal is so fabulous. What am I going to do without being on the cruise for every meal? Because it was like, okay, yeah, I can handle breakfast on my own.
Yeah. But last time to see our servers, so huge shout out to our service team, Putra and JR.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put a picture up now with Putra on the left and JR on the right. And yeah, great conclusion to the cruise. And then as for our kind of honeymoon haul, woo! Not too much with stuff on land, so mostly a cruise haul. But for the stuff on land, we already showed this before, but from the Wild Africa Trek, we both got a Wild Africa Trek water bottle, as well as name tags. So, nice little pins. And then from California Grill, we were given a kind of commemorative 50th anniversary menu for their special menu and whatnot. So, nothing too exciting, but...
Do you want to remember how much food you ate in one night?
Right.
Here you go.
Nice little keepsake, but nothing too exciting for that. As for the cruise, kind of starting with the things we actually paid for.
The things we bought along the way.
Yes, to kind of make it a little bit easier to kind of divvy it up. So starting with the stuff we got in the ports.
Mm-hmm.
So we showed you some of this, but from Cozumel.
A little bobblehead turtle.
Yes.
Pink.
And this was $1?
$1.
Yeah.
Souvenir. I picked one whose eye's a little wonky, but you know, we're living the dream.
Yeah.
And then my Cayman little baby turtle coming out of its shell.
Mm-hmm. And this one was $2.
This was $2, so we were up to $3 in turtles.
Yes.
And then my biggest spend, Jamaica. It says Jamaica on my little turtle. And this little turtle was $5.
Yeah.
So we spent a grand total of $8 on turtles.
On 3 turtles in 3 different countries.
Yes.
So, that's some fun. Nothing too expensive, but a nice way to remember each stop. And then as for the kind of Disney cruise specific stuff, I ended up getting 2 pins. So I have 1 pin for the Fantasy and 1 pin for Castaway Key. And then I also got a shirt from on board the ship. It was for the Disney Fantasy, and then on the back it was the itinerary for our cruise with Dumbo at the top. And this one was $24.99, and the pins I think were $10 or $9.99 for the Castaway Key one, and maybe $11.99 for the other one. I don't remember that one exactly. It's the yellow color, so can't go back. But the Castaway Key is silver, which is $10. And then we got some ornaments.
Yes.
For our Christmas tree. So from...
I was a little disappointed by the ornament selection.
Yeah.
I will say that. At least for our cruise.
Yeah. So this one is from Castaway Key.
And it was like the only one they had.
And then from on board the ship, we have a Mickey and Minnie with an anchor. Mm-hmm. So very cute. Something to put on our Christmas tree this year to remember our lovely honeymoon. And then lastly, for the paid things from the cruise, which you saw in our Embarkation Day video, we had the robes and champagne and chocolates and flour. So we never actually showed the picture of the chocolates. I'll put a little clip of that right here. But they had like welcome aboard, they were fun shapes, and they were milk chocolate crunch and white chocolate like cookies and cream.
Yes.
So not just kind of standard chocolate, so nice little fun surprise there.
Since I'm a Disney Vacation Club member, we had some surprise goodies on our door, starting with a bunch of magnets, which we thought was one big magnet, but no, it separates into a lot of smaller magnets.
Yeah.
So if you thought, oh no, I forgot to bring anything to decorate my door, DVC might have you covered. It wouldn't be the most exciting or unique thing, but you would not be left out.
Yeah.
So DVC magnets, oh boy. And also by the door were little DVC member lanyards, so you could have a special one whether you were in a Castaway Club level, you know.
Yeah.
Because if it was your first cruise,
you don't get one.
You don't get one from Disney. So, but this lanyard, there was like a really thick seam here, so it kind of scratched the back of my neck. So it wasn't my favorite, but it was nice to be like, ooh, I have a special lanyard I can wear.
Yes.
And there were two.
Yes.
They didn't just say forget you, Robbie. And then they have the desk where you can go get like a goodie every day. So some days were better than other days.
Yes.
So we had members since December 2018, because that's when I bought my membership, and we both got buttons. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Buttons. We also just randomly were given Grand Floridian expansion buttons.
Yes, because they were, I think it has now reopened.
They were pimping it out at the time.
Yes, it was almost ready to reopen when we were on the cruise.
We got little luggage tags. Dream it forward. A lifetime of magic.
Yeah.
And for Pirate Night, we got little pirate temporary tattoos, which we did not use.
Yes.
But brought them home for another fun time.
Right.
We also, surprisingly, were given 2 different bags on 2 different days. So we got this bag, which is just, you know, a general sling bag with a zipper. And we were like, okay. But the other bag we got was quite a bit nicer.
Yes, significantly nicer.
Didn't we get this one first?
We got this one first.
We got the nice one, so then getting the second one was like, thank you?
Yeah.
But I mean, it says Disney Vacation Club. I am like wanting it up.
That's okay.
Hello. There, now you can see the bag.
Yeah, with multiple pockets. We have the luggage tag on this one because we actually use this one quite a bit.
We used it for an excursion and to kind of mark it as ours.
Right.
Because we didn't just bring a bag that we didn't have strong feelings about.
Yes.
So this was what we took when we went snorkeling.
Yeah.
And that was my goodie collection from DVC.
Yeah. So if you are not DVC, but you have sailed before, you do get a lanyard that kind of coordinates with your Castaway Club level. So this was my 3rd cruise, because I had 2 cruises when I was little. And so I was still in a Silver Castaway Club level, so I had a Silver Castaway Club lanyard for my Key to the World card. So that was nice. You also get a Castaway Club gift. So for silver level for our cruise, it was a kind of a sling backpack that says Disney Cruise Line Castaway Club.
Which tons of people carried around.
Yes, which was one of the reasons why we did the DVC one
instead
for our excursion, because a lot more people had this than the DVC. And then as for some free things, fun things to do on board, we, of course, as you saw, went to towel folding. So we have the instructions to how to fold all the different towel animals. So that'll be so much fun to try to do all those at home, make our own little elephant or swan.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went to tons of trivia. So we have all of our trivia sheets, wrote down all the questions and answers as we could. But
study up for next time.
Exactly. From our Pixar trivia, we have our Mickey medals.
A very exclusive souvenir that cannot be purchased.
Yes. So, very fun. They're like rubber Mickey heads that say Disney Cruise Line and winner. So,
it was all downhill from there.
Yes.
We won that round and then just...
First trivia ever, and then did not succeed since.
Yeah.
But tons of fun and free little keepsakes. We also got some buttons from guest services on the cruise. So the traditional Disney button, do you want to hold it up for size, is about yay big. The cruise ones are significantly smaller. But we got one for our happily ever after, our honeymoon, and then we told them it was your first cruise. They gave you a magical moments button. So pretty cute. Nice to have some different buttons that actually say Disney Cruise Line on them, but very cute. And lastly, from various different kind of like free events on board, some different shops, we have the charms. So we have 2 of these just kind of gold charms, as well as a cruise ship charm.
Basically, you could kind of go around to Diamonds International and they were like, do you want a charm?
Right.
Or a bracelet to start and then a charm? And you could collect them.
Yeah. And lastly, we know that we talked about, but never really went into detail, our fish extender gifts and whatnot. It kind of happened so last minute for this cruise, because for the longest time Disney was not allowing fish extenders, just for COVID precautions and whatnot. So everyone kind of threw things together last minute, so we kind of forgot to talk about it. But essentially, it is a kind of gift exchange program. You are assigned to a group through Facebook, and you just exchange with like 5 different staterooms. So we had our little stateroom exchange, and we recorded a couple of things. So I'll put in a clip of the one here. The room. We have some little keychains that somebody made for us for Minnie and Mickey. We have some candles in like a little clamshell. Those are really cool. I don't know what scent it is.
It's a jasmine.
Oh, jasmine scent. We have a little cruise duck. Very stylish. And then we have the key to happiness is love with a little Mickey bottle opener key. And then lastly, we have a little ornament with some shark teeth and shells and sand. Very cool. We also received one from a family from Michigan that had like some sodas, some chips from Michigan, a magnet, some playing cards, and a postcard and whatnot.
They went local to where they were from.
Yes.
Because there's kind of no rules to what you can give other people. So some people do a Disney-themed craft, some people do something specific to cruising or where they're from. It's with the fish extender, you just kind of have to go in with no expectations,
right,
and just be creative yourself.
And then the last cabin in our fish extender group gave us this little assortment of things. We both got a reusable straw with our name on it, as well as a little pouch for chapstick.
Oh boy.
And then I got a Disney Cruise like kind of waterproof phone case, as well as a bottle opener in here.
I got a pouch that says a Walt Disney quote on it, and also a pair of socks.
Yeah.
The socks were rolled up. But like these socks, sometimes people will get bulk things for fish extenders and break them up. So like this was from a pack of Disney socks, but they just have strips.
Yeah.
So it kind of just like anything goes with fish extenders. Some things are more like surprising than others.
Mm-hmm.
Some things are more like, I think somebody had like Color Street bags or whatever, so like they had thrown like a nail file in there that I've already used, so didn't want to show y'all. But like it just, you never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
It's like a box of chocolates that say welcome aboard and surprise are cookies and cream.
Right. Yeah. And then kind of going off of the fish extenders a bit, there also is something called pixie dusting. And this is basically not organized at all. It's just people that want to give out gifts that are typically smaller to staterooms that are either have extra decorated doors or whatnot. So we got a few pixie dusting events. We did end up getting 2 ducks. So one is a sailor duck and one is a kind of a unicorn duck. The cruise ducks are kind of a big thing. People like to hide these ducks on board. Not sure when it started or where or why. This was new since I remember, at least for this cruise. So yeah, lots of ducks on board. But we ended up getting 2. We also got some
Crazy straws.
fun straws, Mickey and Minnie. We also got some pins. So we got 3 of these things. Because our fish extender had 3 pouches. So we have a Cheshire Cat teapot, a Snow White teacup, and then a Lock, Shock, and Barrel bathtub pin.
I do think sometimes people got confused because the fish extender I made has 3 pouches and there were only 2 of us in the room.
Yes.
So sometimes we got a little bonus present.
Yeah, that's okay. And then the last little bonus we got was snap bracelets.
There we go.
There we go. So, something small, but still something to kind of brighten your day and come back to the room and see, oh, I got a little gift.
We were in a good location though.
We were, right by the elevator.
Right off the elevators. So I think a lot of people used our rooms as a
Wayfinding.
right to go, oh, there's the door that's all decorated. That's where we need to go. So I think maybe some of the pixie dusting was just because we were right there and recognizable with our crazy decorations.
Sure. But yeah, that will do it for all of our gifts that we got on board. And yeah, lots of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And this officially wraps up the end of the honeymoon vlogs. The full 2 weeks of honeymoon vlogs. The video next week will kind of be a more cruise related stuff. So kind of wrap up what we learned from this cruise, since it was your first time cruising, my first time cruising in a while. So lots of things we learned and tips we want to share with you. So that will do it for today. And thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.
See you real soon.